Okay, okay. I think we are. I think we're good. All right, welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Carlito Santiago, and today we returned home to Boston, Massachusetts, as John Cena, of course, kicked off the last time tournament. Is now, of course, here. What did the Unseen 17 have to say to fans and competitors vying or an opportunity to compete against the future Hall of Famer in his final match? Well, Triple H introduced John Cena to the show. Triple H kicked off Monday's show with a passionate promo arguing that Boston's Own was the greatest of all time before introducing the man of the hour, John Cena, who entered the TD Garden to a deafening ovation. I like how Triple H also talked about the opinions of people and shit, so I know that was He started the show by noting that we live in a divided era where people do not agree with each other on anything. It was as if he was making a point that didn't need to be made for an audience that just wanted to cheer on John Cena. That is true, but again, it's something that Triple H had to do. Cena thanked the fans and revealed that on December 13th, not only will he wrestle his last match, but the particular edition of Saturday Night Main Event will also feature exhibition matches between the main roster and NXT stars in an effort to open the door to the future while his door closes. Dominic Mysterio thought it was a great idea to come out and ruin this moment. Spoil this moment, I should say. He interrupted to a crowd of boos, talked trash, and threatened to put Cena on the shelf. A more colorful version of a you messed up chant was more of a you fucked up chant. Rained from the stands, and the Unseen 17 was fired up, warning Dom to choose his words very fucking carefully. Well, Dom didn't. So, Dom messed with the wrong guy at the wrong time in the wrong place. But it was the right guy at the right time and in the right place. I'm not even at my peak, and I'm better than you were at your prime, Mysterio insulted him. So Triple H said, you know what? I've heard enough. He agreed with the fans' assessment of the heel's actions and made the Intercontinental Champion defend his IC title against John Cena. Graded an A, and this was a great way to open up. And then following right here, we got right up into it. It was John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio for the IC Championship. And boy, did we get ourselves a good one. Mysterio weathered the early storm, shoved Cena into the ring steps, and proceeded to work over him throughout the commercial break. Back from the timeout, Cena fired up, delivered his trademark shoulder block, sent a 5-knuckle shuffle. Dominic countered out of the attitude adjustment and sent Cena into the ring post, halting his momentum. He removed the turnbuckle pad, drawing the official's attention, then grabbed a steel chair. Mysterio tried to pull an Eddie Guerrero, but Cena, of course, knew exactly how that goes down, so he played along with it. And Cena, of course, obviously playing up to his character so well. It was so great to see. Dominic was cheating, so Cena was eyeballing him. A referee bump ensued, and the challenger applied the STFU, forcing the champion to tap out. But Cena couldn't win because the referee was knocked out. The injured referee missed it, though. Cena added an attitude adjustment, but Mysterio kicked out at 2 and missed a new referee, sprinting to the squared circle. The champion recovered, though, delivering a 619 and tried for a frog splash, but Cena caught him, rolled through, and drove him into the mat with one last attitude adjustment to score the win. In the process, acquiring one title he had never competed for, he's never held, the IC Championship, now making John Cena a Grand Slam champion. Cena wins the IC title belt. This was a right call. Kudos to Cena for getting a win, a championship reign, and arguably this means get the fuck out of here. Bye. Arguably means as much to him and his legacy as the heel turn in the 17th reign earlier this year. Now, it kind of breaks down to whether or not or who is Cena's finals opponent in December 13th. I think Cena has made a lot of hints, maybe 2 who his opponent will be. But I have 2 names. With him holding the IC title, I don't know if Cena will lose the IC title. I don't know if Cena will carry it to Saturday Night Main Event for his last match. But I think it would be perfect if he did and then gave the Intercontinental Championship to somebody who has not won it yet. And his name is the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. What's interesting about this is that Sheamus beat Cena on December 13th back in 2009 for the WWE title by putting him through the table. So it makes sense for Cena to lose to Sheamus again for the IC Championship, making Sheamus a Grand Slam champion as well. The other names I've heard is Gunther, of course, surfacing around. But again, it all depends on who wins the tournament. So, graded an A here, and I hope Cena holds the title until that very last match we get. A match for a title is perfect, especially the IC Championship, a title that elevates people to the highest. It's a startup championship, basically. Sami Zayn's words. The last time now tournament started here. Damian Priest took on Rusev. In a battle of hard-hitting heavyweights, Damian Priest battled Rusev with a chance to advance in the last time is now tournament. The Bulgarian brute worked over his opponent for the majority of the match, taking advantage of his vision issues, which were caused by Aleister Black recently. Priest fought back and leveled his opponent with a big clothesline as he appeared to have the momentum back on his side. Instead, Rusev gouged his eye and delivered the Machka kick for the win. Kind of a step down. You would really think this would be like a good match, but no, there wasn't really anything. Plus, Rusev has deeper history with Cena, so it makes sense he would advance here. Priest taking a loss on SmackDown gives him some time to do some things with Aleister Black at the moment, but I think if he's still going for that. I don't know what's next for Priest, though. But right now, it's kind of just floating, honestly. Punk cut a promo, guys. Punk cut a promo. Well, a fired-up Punk hit the ring to address Logan Paul betraying him and lying with... He didn't even fucking betray him. Like, Logan Paul's just a dick. He's just a fucking dick. But he aligned himself with the Visions, Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. So, Paul claimed his eyes had been opened to a whole new vision after suffering a tsunami from Reed, and the heels appeared by the social media megastar's side. A 3-on-1 beatdown ensued, but Jey Uso made the save. But when it wasn't enough to make the odds, the undisputed WWE champion came in and hit the ring to make the save. So you can see where we're leading to. Can anybody say these words? War Games. Actually, no, I can't. I can't pull a Regal. But I know that Punk. I know I know William Regal could, because backstage, Adam Pearce made War Games official for Survivor Series, telling Punk and Uso and Rhodes to prepare for war with a little help from William Regal. And Punk also calling out Regal as well. So, since we are on the verge to War Games, of course, I should pull up this, since I've had it. So, what we can now confirm, which probably be, of course, part of the teams, is... this. So far, we don't know who else is going to join, but I'm going to put what I think is going to be the case. I think it's that for the men's, and then for that's hard. I think for the if possibly Aleister Black joins this group. Just to help him out, possibly. And as for the last one, I have no clue. I think honestly this one can really be a fucking... It could really be a mystery. I just hope it's not Austin. I just hope it's not what I think it is. So, but we'll keep this in the back pocket right here. We'll keep this saved a little bit. But yeah, that's what I think the men's is going to be. Let me pull it up one more time so you can show you. This is what I think the men's is going to be. I think it's going to be Punk, Jay, Rhodes, Knight, and Reigns versus Breaker, Reed, Black, and then whoever else there. Probably another SmackDown guy, but I don't know who. Anyway, Stephanie Vakir and Raquel Rodriguez had their Women's World Heavyweight Championship match. 1 week after earning a big tag team victory, Raquel sought to pay her recent momentum off by, of course, defeating Stephanie Vakir to win the Women's World Championship. But she enjoyed early success too, countering a Devil's Kiss and dropping La Primera face first on the top turnbuckle before laying her out with a lariat clothesline entering the break. Back from the commercial, everything that Vakir threw at her challenger, Rodriguez had an answer for, countering out of it and powering the champion down. Now, late in the match, Perez attempted to interfere but was neutralized by Nikki Bella. Finally, after being cut off at every turn all match long, Vakir delivered the Devil's Kiss, dropped her opponent, and of course delivered the corkscrew moonsault from the top rope to successfully retain. Now, Perez tried to attack Vakir only for Bella to make the save. The babyfaces cleared the heels out of the ring and embraced. Right before the top of the... Just at the top of the hour, when we got to see Nikki Bella come into the arena, I was sitting next to Lewis and I told him, I think Nikki Bella needs to turn heel. Well, wouldn't you fucking believe what just happened? Moments later, Bella rocks Vakir with the title and stood tall over her, making her desire to be champion abundantly clear. It was well needed. It was well needed. And for that, I think it gets a plus. It's a B+. The action itself is a B. Agreed 100% with the action. But it's a plus when you consider that Nikki Bella needed to change. She needed to be a heel. She played very well in it. Well, let's continue this Last Time Is Now tournament. Shinsuke Nakamura took on Sheamus, of course. They spelled it wrong. Sheamus overwhelmed Shinsuke early on in their Last Time Is Now tournament match Monday night, using his strength and advantage to keep the former U.S. champion at bay. Back from the break, the artist teed off the Celtic Warrior with kicks, only for his opponent to invite more of them. Sheamus fought his way back into the match, though, laid into Nakamura with the 10 beats of the Boffin, and of course rocked him with a jumping knee for a near fall. The combatants continued to unload high-impact blows before Sheamus caught Nakamura with the brogue kick from out of nowhere to win the match. So Sheamus is moving on, and that's great to see. We got 2 more matchups, of course, from Monday Night Raw for next week. Javon Evans of NXT will take on the returning Gunther. Yes, Gunther will be in action next week in Madison Square Garden. And Solo Sikoa will take on a mystery opponent. We do not know who that's going to be. We'll have to find out next week. All in all, graded a B for the Sheamus and Shinsuke Nakamura match. And then it got to our final match, the women's tag team title match. The Kabuki Warriors take on the champions Flair and Bliss. A hot start by women's tag team champions Flair and Bliss in their defense against the Kabuki Warriors. Monday's main event was negated moments before the break when Kairi Sane blasted Bliss with a jumping forearm. Sane and her partner Asuka dominated through the commercial, but a hot tag from Bliss to Flair sparked the comeback and saw the Queen dominate the action. The Queen teed off on Asuka and the Queen teed off on each other, but a German suplex by the Queen allowed the babyfaces to seize control. Asuka countered a natural selection from her opponent and applied her trademark Asuka lock. The submission was broken, but Flair still ate a big knee to the face found herself trapped in a cross armbar. Flair fought out of it, though, applied the figure 8, and looked to have the win in hand after Bliss delivered a Sister Abigail to Zayn. An interference from Nia Jax and Lash Legend at ringside, including sending Bliss over the announce table, allowed the Pirate Princess... Let me do that one more time. Including sending Bliss over the announce table, allowed the Pirate Disney Princess to deliver the insane elbow to Flair for the win. So the Kabuki Warriors are your new women's tag team champions. Well, there was a post-match beatdown because the Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax, and Lash Legend teamed up on fucking Flair and Bliss. This allowed the return of Io Sky and then Rhea Ripley and the challenge from Mommy for War Games at Survivor Series. And let's pull that up again. What did I have? Well, would you look at that? I have the 4 main ones for the heels. Now, of course, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria might not be in that, but we do know that it will be Bliss, most likely. I'm thinking Bliss will be injured. Now, who could that be their final partner? There's already 4 set. They could do 4. They don't even need Julia if they don't want to, but because they usually do 5, it's perfect for Julia to be there, especially if she's not going to go after that U.S. title again. It keeps her floating, but she can do something here in the meantime. As for these guys, I would say give this one to Bayley or keep it a mystery. Save it for San Diego. Save it for when we get there. Now, I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but this is how I would book fucking women's War Games. This is how I would book the men's. Honestly, I would keep the men's a secret until we find out who actually is joining. Who's going to join this fucking men's War Games. Honestly, if I'm going to throw out any names for the men's, probably Austin Theory, because that motherfucker was supposed to come back at Saturday Night Main Event, and we haven't seen him. As for the women's, I think I have a clear picture. Like, I think it's clear as day. You can fucking see. It's mostly women tag teams. Like, you can see, obviously, Kabuki Warriors, Jackson Lash, fucking Bliss and Flair. IYO and Ripley are two. So, it's really just adding, like, who the fuck out. Now, here's another name. Actually, I got the other name for you, for the women's. If you do not believe me. Belair. Bianca Belair. We haven't seen Bianca Belair in a long time. I don't even know if she's coming back. When she's coming back. She could be coming back at the Royal Rumble. It's a good possibility. But to have her come back as a surprise entry for the women's team here makes perfect sense. Every one of those women on the babyface team has had feuds with each other. Bliss and Flair have had feuds. Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair and Flair. IYO and Flair. Ripley and Flair. I think everybody's had a feud with Flair. I think everybody's enemy is Flair. Really. But this gives, this really just sets it up perfectly. Like, I say Bayley simply because it's in California, and Bayley is from San Jose, but they're in San Diego. It doesn't matter. They're still in the sands. And then, of course, they're still in California. And then Belair to make a surprise entry into this. This would be her other time being in this stage. I don't know about Reigns being it, and no, it's not Cena. We know it's not Cena. Cena's the IC champion. He'll probably defend it against Dominic at Survivor Series. All good here. Of course. Maybe I should put fucking all caps. Yeah, all caps, because it's a fucking big deal. War Games. Okay. This is what I think it's going to be. Honestly. Like, just looking at who's in the match. For Black, it's Aleister Black, just so you guys know. It's not, I don't know. But yeah. Punk, Jay, Rhodes, Knight, Reigns versus Logan, Breaker, Breed, Black, and who fucking knows. Probably, if I'm going to take a guess, just put into, because there's just things to live up to, fucking, probably McIntyre. I mean, he's suspended indefinitely, but like, might as well put him in the match. I mean, he's got some beef with Reigns, so I know he's definitely going to want to fight that motherfucker. But yeah, I think it's that. I think it's McIntyre who is probably in it. It makes sense, especially on the SmackDown side. So, let's close this out real quick. So, how was Monday night? Oh, yeah, the grade for this was a B. Yeah, I agree. So, how was this show? This show was sold on John Cena's homecoming, and as long as that delivered, everything else would be fine. Not only did it deliver, it provided a historic championship win in front of a red-hot audience that lived and breathed on everything their hometown hero did. Beyond Cena stuff, there was a lot to like about this broadcasting, including the introductions to War Game matches, some quality in-ring action, and a hot show closing angle featuring the returns of IYO and Ripley. This was a banger of a show, and one, of course, that had a sense of urgency surrounding it. So graded an A, and next week is going to get even bigger. And I know because Adam Pearce is in charge. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down. Leave your comments down below. I thought this was great. This was a great Boston show. Me and my cousin caught the opening segment here, the first two matches. And then everything kind of just like, this match kind of started to fall for me, so I started to fall asleep. And then, of course, everything else had to be watched later. But yeah, everything was good. I'm loving the introduction to the War Games. I'm glad WWE's focusing on that. They really only got I don't even have my calendar anymore. Let's see. They only have about 2 weeks. They got 2 weeks to build. In 2 weeks is going to be the Survivor Series predictions, and of course, the 30th will be your review of Survivor Series. So yeah, you will get the Raw review on the 25th. You will then get the predictions the next day. So of course, my cousin, and of course everybody watching can enjoy their Thanksgiving. And then of course, we will be back the 29th for the SmackDown summary, and the 30th for, of course, the review of Survivor Series. SmackDown really only has this week and next week, so SmackDown needs to step it up a bit. Just need to step it up. Nothing major. I know you can do it, Nick. Nick Aldis. I know you can do it. But Until then, I will see you guys on Saturday. Lewis will see you guys on Friday. Peace.